Celebration 5 is less than 3 weeks away, but everything takes a backseat to Comic-Con this week in Star Wars. It's Saturday, July 24th, and you'll hear about everything that happened at Comic-Con this weekend, as well as other news from the Star Wars universe this week in Star Wars. This Week in Star Wars is your source for new and noteworthy developments from the galaxy far, far away. I'm your host, Matt Fox. And now, this week's lead story. Comic-Con and all the accompanying hullabaloo hit San Diego this year, and despite the imminent arrival of Celebration 5 in just 3 weeks, there was plenty of Star Wars happenings and announcements in Southern California. While Lucasfilm's official presence at the San Diego convention was somewhat muted compared to past years, it was business as usual for many of the Star Wars licensees. Time and format do not permit a complete rundown of every new item that was announced in San Diego. However, the highlights included, in no particular order, from Hasbro, the debut of new waves of vintage and Clone War figures, as well as the unveiling of the first vintage card backs for prequel-era figures. Attendees and online voyeurs were treated to the debut of the vintage-style packaging for the Toys R Us exclusive edition of the upcoming AT-AT, as well as the unveiling of Target vintage-exclusive packaged versions of the Snowspeeder and TIE Fighter. Gentle Giant's booth was showing off a number of new statues from the Clone Wars, and new mini-busts of Aurra Sing, 2-1B, and a sexiful Snow Bunny Padme that will most likely debut as a holiday special edition. Several new examples of the Gentle Giant line, at which turns old Kenner 3 3/4 inch figures into large 12-inch versions, were on display and have been generally very well received on the online reviews of people in attendance at Comic-Con. There was an exclusive figure offering at San Diego Comic-Con, the Star Wars Visions comic pack, which features a cyborg Darth Maul and a middle-aged Uncle Owen, was an exclusive, actually, for only a few days, as it is now available for sale on StarWarsShop.com, and is expected to be available on Hasbro Toy Shop imminently. At both the Toy Fair presentation in February and at the Hasbro presentation in San Diego this weekend, this exclusive was listed as very limited, so take that under advisement when you decide whether or not you want to rush out and order it now, or wait for a potential clearance as with prior San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Unlike comic packs of the past, this version comes in a box with a Velcro seal and a cover-facing page featuring a page of the comic book. All in all, it generally looks to be pretty classy, and might just make you forget that you're buying a middle-aged Uncle Owen figure. In non-Comic-Con news this week, Celebration 5 has made it possible to recreate the complete Vegas experience in Orlando next month by announcing that there will be a speed dating service as well as a tattoo parlor, taken in hand with the earlier announcement of a commitment ceremony, and will make it possible for attendees to go for the trifecta if they happen to get completely smashed. Both the tattoo parlor and the speed dating service encourage prospective clients to register in advance, which slightly lessens the chance of snap decisions being made. And if you are so inclined, details for each event are available on the Star Wars Celebration website. Details were made available this week for the main event featuring George Lucas and Jon Stewart, including when it will happen. 2,600 lucky fans will be able to watch live at 11 a.m. on Saturday, August 14th in the Celebration Hall. Overflow audiences will be able to watch live on video in 3 other stages, bringing the total number of attendees able to watch it as it happens to 6,200. A moderately complex system of lines and wristbands has been established, which will determine who are the lucky 6,200 people who get to watch the program. While the FAQ on the Star Wars Celebration website would indicate that the lines will begin to form at 6 a.m. on Saturday, there is no doubt that they will start forming long before that. For those that are interested and need more details, I refer you to the StarWarsCelebration.com website. This week's last bit of Celebration 5 news was the release on StarWars.com this week of the images of the badges for the convention. 17 of the 19 badges were shown, and all feature art by artist Grant Gould. If you pre-registered for Celebration 5, keep your eye on the mail, as some people, including your host, have received their badges in recent days. Star Wars Celebration will be held August 12th through 15th at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. There was some collecting news this week not concerning Comic-Con. Reports are filtering in that Kmarts across the country are getting their exclusive Jodo Cast Bounty Hunter figure. Priced at $8.99, cheap for Kmart, the figure sports the new Saga Legends packaging and will likely be found hanging near the new deluxe vehicle assortments, which have also been reported at Kmart's. Sideshow Collectibles, who is at Comic-Con but not at Celebration 5, made available a number of new Star Wars items this week, including a Yoda 1/6 scale figure, as well as a Yoda Hut environment. Also released were Boba Fett and Jango Fett figures in the Real Action Heroes line of 12-inch scale figures, and a Sideshow premium format figure of Cyborg Darth Maul to go along with your comic pack. All are available to pre-order on the Sideshow website, although the exclusive edition of the Yoda figure as well as the exclusive edition of the Darth Maul are on waitlist already. Did you collect Marbs? Are you upset that they seem to have forgotten to release any of the new waves of Marbs? Is money burning a hole in your pocket to buy something like Marbs? If you answered yes to any of those questions, I'd like to introduce you to Mighty Beans. For just south of $25 plus shipping and handling, you can get a set of 75 Magic Beans with Star Wars characters on them. They flip and flop and probably are modern versions of the magnetized Mexican jumping beans that we had when I was a child. If you are interested in checking them out, you can go to the Spin Direct website. Be warned in advance, though, that I was unable to find the Star Wars Magic Beans from the Spin Direct website's homepage, so I will post a direct link to the Star Wars Magic Beans page on the This Week in Star Wars website page for this episode. And if you need a 6.5-foot Darth Vader sticker on your wall, Fathead.com has him on sale from the normal price of $100, now only $18.66. Video game news this week. It was learned in conjunction with Comic-Con this week that Boba Fett will play a prominent role in the upcoming Force Unleashed 2. Apparently in the pay of Darth Vader, we can assume that the famous bounty hunter will play a nemesis of Starkiller, the hero of the series, but just how much of a role is yet to be seen. A clip from the Star Wars The Force Unleashed Part 2 featuring Darth Vader's first encounter with Boba Fett can be seen on usatoday.com. iPhone and iPod Touch game Star Wars Trench Run has been updated with the addition of new levels, improved graphics, and a greater choice of vehicles. Most notably, however, users can now use their iPhone or iPod Touch as a remote control and play the game in a browser on their computer. This upgrade is available to owners of the Star Wars Trench Run game through an in-app purchase for 99 cents. Don't have or don't want an iPhone or iPod Touch? Well, the Motorola Droid 2, which is rumored for release in August of this year, is also rumored to have a Star Wars exclusive special edition. No information as to whether the unconfirmed exclusive edition of an unconfirmed phone will have any actual functional differences, but it is rumored to have a picture of R2-D2 on the back. Details of this rumor are available on zdnet.com. Lastly this week is publishing news. Star Wars The Clone Wars magazine, which has been published in the UK for some time now, is coming stateside. According to StarWars.com, on October 5th, the 52-page bi-monthly magazine will be making its debut on newsstands, featuring episode guides, contests, comic strips, and character profiles. The first novel in the Star Wars The Old Republic series was released this week. Star Wars The Old Republic Fatal Alliance can be ordered on Amazon.com for $13.50 and is no doubt also available in a number of brick-and-mortar bookstores across the country. However, if you are interested in immersing yourself in the world of the upcoming MMORPG, I encourage you to use the Amazon link on the front page of thisweekinstarwars.com. I was finally able to see Star Wars in concert this week, and I must say, I thought it was pretty good. Anthony Daniels was an engaging host, and the orchestra and the conductor clearly knew the material and had it down pat after nearly a year of constant touring. The selection of music was quite good, if not entirely predictable, and as if I had gone to see a band that I'd been following for a number of years, there were a number of tracks that I would have really liked them to play, but they just didn't get around to doing. Ironically, in this 30th anniversary year, I thought Empire was given sort of a short shrift, and Return of the Jedi was barely acknowledged at all. That said, the crowd seemed to really enjoy it, and I was very happy to see a large number of kids in the audience. In fact, a large number of costuming kids. It still surprises me that we never got an announcement that this show would be making an appearance at Orlando, but if somehow it does make it to your town or you get an opportunity to see this show, I highly recommend it. And that was This Week in Star Wars. Join us again next week for more news, notes, and developments from the galaxy far, far away. Visit www.thisweekinstarwars.com for past episodes of the show, information on how to contact the host, links to our affiliates, and other general information. If you have an event you would like announced on This Week in Star Wars, or other news stories, comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to send them to host@thisweekinstarwars.com or visit our Facebook page. This Week in Star Wars. We troll the web so you don't have to.
This Week in Star Wars is not affiliated with Lucasfilm, its subsidiaries, or any other entity mentioned in this podcast. Star Wars, its characters, and creations are the property of Lucasfilm. All other trademarks are property of their respective trademark owners. This Week in Star Wars is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. This podcast is copyright 2010 This Week in Star Wars. Invaluable technical assistance provided by WebStorm Interactive. News, comments, and questions can be directed to host@thisweekinstarwars.com. More information, links to stories presented, past episodes, and additional contact information are available at www.thisweekinstarwars.com.
Like a freaking country bear jamboree around here.